Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Mindful Moments podcast. I'm Tracy. I'm your host and fellow traveler on this journey of self-exploration and discovery. So, for today, we're talking about something that is really simple. I mean, simple, but it's also kind of radical, you know what I mean? And it's letting things be mid. Yep, I said it. Just letting things be okay. Letting things be meh, if you will. Not perfect, not impressive, not even all that remarkable. Just fine. And listen, I already know some of y'all are already feeling some type of way about that. I can just hear it right now. You're just sitting there like, nah, Tracy. I can't be out here half-stepping. If I'm gonna do something, I gotta do it right. I gotta do it all the way. I gotta give it that 110%. And I hear you. I get it. But let me ask you this, okay? How much joy are you actually getting out of the things that you do when you're constantly chasing perfection? Let's be real about that, can we please? Because if we're being real, perfectionism is exhausting. Always trying to be the best, to master something, to make it look effortless, but still low-key impressive. That takes so much energy. And for what? For what? So today, we're going to explore what happens when we just do things for the joy of it. No pressure, no performance, no expectations, just pure enjoyment. So here's the thing, y'all, okay? I feel like we've all been tricked, and we've been tricked into thinking that if we're going to do something, we have to be good at it. Not just good, but great at it. Everything's got to be an aesthetic, a personal brand, a flex. You can't just cook dinner. You got to be a whole chef, you got to have it all. You can't just dance in your kitchen. You got to be TikTok worthy while you're doing the dance. You can't just write a messy little poem in your notes app. You got to be the next Maya Angelou or something. And who doesn't love Maya? But the thing is, there's only one Maya. But my question is, when do we stop doing things just because they make us feel good? Because they spark joy within us. What's actually wrong with making an aggressively mid-meal that you still enjoy? What's wrong with singing off-key? I don't do that much, but what's wrong with that? What's wrong with painting something that looks like a toddler made it? Some of the purest joy, at least in my life, that I found, it comes from doing things we're not actually great at, maybe not good at all, because the pressure's off. You don't have that standard. You don't have anything to compare what you're doing with. The moment you stop trying to be amazing, you free yourself up to actually, I'm going to go ahead and say it, but you free yourself up to actually have fun, to enjoy the process of creating, and ultimately to be in the moment. And I've learned a lot in this process of creating my podcast and House of Divinity and enchanting evenings and everything that I do creatively. And I've learned that perfectionism is a dream killer. It's a thief of you being able to see your dreams come to fruition. I've learned that perfectionism is why so many of us never start things. We never start something new. You kind of sit there, you might tell yourself that you're going to write a book, for example, but then you don't, because what if it sucks? Or, maybe you want to learn to play the piano, but you don't because you're not naturally good at it. And perhaps you won't even start a hobby because the thought of being bad at it makes you feel cringe. But, the more that I think about it, I'm like, why? Actually, why? Okay, who told you that you have to be good at something for it to be worth your time, worth anyone's time? Somewhere along the way, we started to equate effort with excellence, and I don't buy into that. I'm not an excellence person. I believe that excellence is irresponsible. Excellence is one of the many ways that we end up stifling or slowing down our progress, And that's my question, I guess, is what if we could just let effort be just that? Just let it be effort. Just like the act of doing something, even badly, it's still doing it. Am I right or am I right? So hear me on this, okay? When you give yourself permission to be average at something, not great, not the best, simply average, simply mid. If you allow yourself this permission, you unlock so much freedom. All of a sudden, you find yourself and you start writing because it feels good, not because it has to be perfect. You start cooking because you're hungry, you want some food, not because it has to be gourmet. You start dancing because your body is feeling the vibes. It feels like moving, not because you need to be in sync with the beat. You feeling me? I mean, there's something so incredibly liberating about saying, this does not have to be impressive. I do not have to be an expert. I just have to do it because I want to. And here's the thing. When you embrace the joy of being mid, sometimes, without even trying, you get better at it because you're actually doing the thing instead of overthinking doing the thing. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down on this? That's my invitation for you this week. Go do something just for the fun of it, just for the heck of it. Cook yourself an aggressively average meal. Record a podcast and let your dogs crawl all around you and sniffle and snuff at your feet while you're recording, like I am at this very moment. Draw something that looks ridiculous. It could be stick figures for all I care, but do it. Write a messy, imperfect poem and allow it to be just okay. Because you deserve joy that's not tied to performance, that's not tied to standards and excellence. You deserve to just be. And as always, if this episode spoke to you, do share it with a friend. Do drop a word. Let me hear your thoughts. and move with this energy into the rest of your week and to the rest of your day. And that's all I've got for you all. Until next time, be here, be you, be now.